Yep, I'm starting off the show asking for a favor. If you have not already, do your girl a huge favor and subscribe to Elbowgrease on Apple Podcasts. Also, I am available wherever podcasts are available as well. But before you do anything else, help a sister out and go ahead and hit that subscribe button on Apple Podcasts. Also, if you want to interact with me outside of the podcast, you can follow me on social media. I am Taversha across all platforms. And that is spelled Tav as in Victor, ERS as in Sam, HA. That's Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever else is out there, TikTok. There's a few more I'm missing, but it doesn't matter. It's still at Taversha. Also, if you just want to follow the podcast, it is at Elbowgrease Pod. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Again, that's Elbowgrease Pod, and that is on Instagram and Twitter. And just in case you forgot, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts. You can do that if you have an Android or an iPhone, I think. Try it out anyway. All right. Thanks for hearing me. Welcome to Elbowgrease. I am your host, Taversha. Here, we talk about everything fitness. That includes the mental, physical, and sometimes even spiritual. Nothing is off topic. Welcome to Elbowgrease, guys. I have an amazing guest here with me today. He is Ohio famous, nationally famous, soon to be world famous. If you want to see somebody on the mitts, this is the dude you need to see. Welcome to the Elbowgrease, Roshawn Jones. How are you doing today, Ro?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you for taking out the time. I know I woke you up from your nap, but I'll let you get back to it here in a little bit. Before we get started, just kind of tell me a little bit about Soul City Boxing that we hear so much about these days.
Soul City Boxing and Wrestling Gym is a nonprofit organization that helps inner city kids, helps anyone in the world, but mainly focus on inner city kids, people who don't have that much opportunity in their life, and people that want to learn how to control their anger, tunnel their vision into a positive direction.
So, y'all, let me tell you, Roshawn is like incredible as far as a coach is concerned. Whenever I needed something, as you all know, I'm a boxer as well. Whenever I needed something, Ro was there to help me, whether it be food on a trip because my coach couldn't make it, whether it be a uniform, even down to shoes to put on, whatever I needed, Ro always had my back and was always in my corner. If my professional career as a general manager and as a trainer hadn't been going so well, 100,000%, I would be in Ohio under his tutelage. Without a doubt in my mind, I would be world champion if I was under him. So, Ro, with that being said, what makes you this amazing guy? Because there's many other things that you could be doing. What makes you who you are?
First of all, thank you for the great compliment.
Of
And
course, I only speak truth.
I think what makes me a great coach like that is because me as a person, I'm competitive and I want to be the best coach in the world, the best trainer in the world. And I'll do whatever I got to do to make those things happen. Of course, you got to take small steps to get where you're trying to go. So the level I'm at now, I'm just trying to conquer
Mm-hmm.
everything that's now. So later
Mm-hmm.
down, be ready.
Awesome. So, just kind of tell me a little bit about Ro in general and how you got into boxing and why you're so passionate about it. And how are you able to make all these champions? I mean, you got your little brother that's signed to a major deal. You got your little sister, O'Shea, who's out here knocking them down and taking no names, about to go to the Olympics. You got Charles Cromwell, who was in the Olympics in 2016, about to do big things, undefeated professional fighter. I mean, what is the secret sauce, man? You gotta let them know. Let the people know.
We got Isaiah Steen too, 13 and 0, 10 knockout.
See, there's so many I couldn't even keep up. I don't even know the whole list.
Right. It's a family thing, tightly united family of fighters. That's come from Coach Chuck from Cleveland. And we're just a great family that strive for greatness. And if other people can do it, there's no reason why we can't do it. We have a great system, a great team, along with my father, Otha Jones III, Charles Conwell Sr., Kenneth Ross, and Akil. They're all from all parts of the world: Cleveland, Detroit, Toledo, and we put everything together, and it's a method to our madness.
Okay, okay. I mean I love it. Every time, like I said before, every time I've been there, it's been nothing. You guys have been nothing but hospitable, and I would send, if I had kids, I would send them to train, no doubt, 100%, all the way. With that being said, I want to kind of get a little bit more into the personal aspect of things, because I really want the people to know who you are. What compelled you to become a boxing coach? Like, really, like, not because you want to help the kids, but for you, what internally drives you to be the best there is out there?
What drives me to what I know drives me to be a great boxing coach,
Mm-hmm.
is because first of all, I'm gonna touch bases on it again. It's a family thing. We first started well, for one, I was a wrestling star, all through Ohio. Two-time state placer, two-time All-American,
Yeah.
three-time city champ, three-time sectional champ, and
You
I
better
broke
let them
records.
know.
Right. I broke records with wrestling in my school, and I was the guy to go to as
Mm-hmm.
far as breaking records. And I had an accident my senior year. I tried to do a roll at the district championships with
Mm-hmm.
a guy, another guy ranked in the state in my weight class. I tweaked the disc in my neck,
Mm-hmm.
so I had to have immediate surgery, so I couldn't participate in the state championship. But I was ranked top 3 in the state of Ohio to take. Ohio is one of the toughest states for wrestling in the nation. But anyway, I ended up staying back. I had a full ride scholarship to Cleveland State
Mm-hmm.
University. I ended up staying back, going to school in Toledo at the University of Toledo. Did a couple of years there. Went to Owens Community College, and in the meantime, I was coaching my brother.
Mm-hmm.
My family came together and said, we're gonna put it all in your brother. We're gonna, make sure he make it, safe and
Mm-hmm.
healthy. And we went from there. Start competing all over the world with wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
winning, just based off our conditioning theory, our weight management theory, our diet. You know what I mean? And went all the way to the top with him. Coaching him got me great jobs at high schools and at
Mm-hmm.
a high level, and I was starting to get paid for that. You know what I mean? Just based off me being a great coach to my brother and giving him the game, it opened up doors and took off. And the next thing we switched gears, a little bit, because in wrestling it's not money into wrestling.
Right. Right.
You get a college education, and it helps you get a college education, but overall, after you graduate, you don't really have money into that career.
Mm-hmm.
So, we shifted gears and going full go into boxing,
Mm-hmm.
because boxing, you can build a career. We started competing at national tournaments, with USA Boxing becoming ranked and well known,
For sure.
and 8 years ago, we hooked up with Charles Conwell Sr. in Cleveland, Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
and combined forces, and that's how we ended up meeting Charles Conwell. We're related, we're family, but that's we end up hooking up around 9 years ago, and taking off with Isaiah Steen, Charles Conwell, and Otha Jones III. And then we start going to these tournaments and winning, being in great shape.
Oh, I know all about that.
That's what we specialize in, is strength and conditioning. And we was in so much better shape than other guys that were nationally ranked. We just took us to the top. And then we start making Olympians, and then another Olympian, and then you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you. I feel you. I feel you. So for me, from the outside coming in, because let me just go back and tell you guys how I know these amazing coaches and this amazing family. I was getting ready to fight at the Ringside World Championships, and last minute my coach couldn't make it. And so Otha Jones Jr., he had been around. If you've ever been to a boxing tournament, you hear Otha Jr. around. He's loud. You can't miss him. So he just walked up to me. He was like, "You need help? You got a coach?" And I'm like, "Who is this dude? This random dude just talking to me? Like, I don't know who this is." Like, and then I remember, because he's loud. I remember hearing him in previous tournaments, like the PALs and national tournaments and stuff. And I knew through word of mouth that you guys had good results before that. So I was like, sure, because at the time I lived in Oxnard, California, and Ringside is always in. Is it in Ohio or is it in Missouri?
Independence, Missouri.
Okay, it's in Missouri, and so I flew all the way there by myself. Had to get a hotel room by myself. Drive from the airport to Independence, which is like an hour, rent a car,
Mm,
all of that by myself, which a fighter should not have to do all of that by themselves. If they just should not have
right.
to. So he worked my corner, and I made it all the way to the finals. I didn't have the conditioning, so in my opinion, that's why I lost the fight. It was a close fight, and that was the first time that I was actually learning and improving as I was going through the tournament versus just, all right, you did good, do the same thing next fight. It was actually strategy to help me to get to the next fight and to keep winning, because I was fighting people that I didn't know nothing about. Knew that they had better records than me, because at the time I was still new in boxing. I think I maybe had 15 fights, if that. And I have been fighting open fighters. Just to give you a side note about how open fights work, you have to have 10 fights before you can fight open. And with women at the time, there was not a lot of fighters. So from fight 3 on, I was fighting open fighters. So, which you, in my opinion, you should not be doing unless you are ready. And with the coaching that I was getting, I wasn't there. But anywho, that whole week, I was a part of that family. I was a part of you guys' family. I ate with the kids. If I didn't have my own hotel room, I would have been sleeping with y'all too. But
Right.
that experience was it literally showed me what I wasn't getting, which I had already made the move from Atlanta to to California to train. But if I had known about you guys instead of moving to California, I would have moved to Ohio. But
Right.
this was way back in 2013. Yeah, 2013. So, side note, sorry about that. Getting back on track, I just want to know, how do you keep your fighters motivated? And I'm asking you that because boxing practice and training is repetitive. You're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And today with social media and the rapid things and rapid pace, you have information available. How are you able to get so many kids to stay focused and not only perform, but perform well and beat the brakes off of anybody they face? How, Sway? How?
My secret to this, can't tell nobody this, even though it's going to go live, is you got to get down on your elbows and do it with them.
Elbowgrease. Yeah, that's the title of the podcast.
You better know it. The coach has to be able to motivate them and show them, like, look, if I can do this stuff with you, you can do it with no
Mm-hmm.
problem. And then at the end, there's always a good reward at the end. You know what I mean? We're doing this because this is a gladiator sport that you get paid for.
Yep.
And the other guy is trying to hurt you. So if you want to half-ass, just know that this man can possibly injure you or fatally kill you.
Yep.
You got to stay motivated
Yep.
with that aspect on your brain.
Yep. So, and that's going to be that's one of my podcasts as well coming up, just specifically talking about motivation. So, speaking on motivation, I know when I am helping a client and I'm helping them lose weight, or even getting them just to turn their hand over when they throw a jab instead of jarring their elbow every time they throw a jab. And I know that little bit of excitement that I get and a sense of accomplishment that I get just makes me feel proud, like everything I'm doing is worth it. So, in your experience, what is that feeling for you? Not only when you have somebody win their first match, but when they win, or when they go to the Olympics, or when they win their first pro fight, or when they win, their first national championship. What does that do for you as a man, as a person?
It makes me feel great. For example, we were at the 2016 box off,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought once you made the United States team, you automatically qualify for the Olympics. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy. I'm like, oh man, my first guy that I trained, that's what the tears into. We're going to the Olympics, and I was busting out crying because I was just so happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, champ, it ain't over yet. We still got to qualify for the Olympics, But things like that, moments like that, is what helps me, and what helps me and motivates me to keep going with these kids.
Mm-hmm.
Other kids, winning fights and becoming undefeated, and them making their highlight tape and stuff like that. That's what makes me happy. You know what I mean? And
What I notice is that you've done an amazing job of creating a positive culture. Even if you, from my experience in my short time that I've been visited that I visit with you guys in Ohio, the thing that I noticed is even if that kid is troubled outside of school, when they come into the gym, they know it's work time. They know it's time to go. They know it's time.
right,
Like if I want all these accolades, if I want all these new followers on social media, this is what I got to do. So tell me about some of the success stories, or what in one in particular, your favorite one, or not, maybe not your favorite one, but the one who you feel has benefited the most from your services. Maybe they weren't like the best, the best the kid in school, or maybe they were having disciplinary problems in school, but they were able to kind of turn that around, and become a better version of themselves as a result of coming to Salt City. Who is that person? There may be several.
Um, it's so many people, but I know for sure I can start with our our intermediate family.
Mm-hmm.
Otha Jones the third. Happen to have tutors, come out for him and
Mm-hmm.
with his math, science, and reading, things like that. He graduated high school, got his diploma. O'Shea Jones, she was going to different high schools, and once she buckled down and finished at Scott High School, she graduated high school. And Charles Conwell, he went to Cleveland Heights High School. He also came to Toledo, Ohio, Scott High School, did a couple semesters here. So we had to have tutors and stuff come
Mm-hmm.
in, help them. And it's other people, people that were in gangs.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say their name. People that were in gangs, and change their life around.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking their cars, stealing purses, start coming to the gym, end up getting their trade license, for carpentry.
Mm-hmm.
And Javon Thompson, he's a machinist. He's been working 3 years. He
Wow.
started boxing with us. He got that job as soon as he graduated high school. I mean, there's so many kids that that are doing great now,
Mm-hmm.
that came through the program and just learned discipline, learn how to control their emotions, learn how to control their anger, things like that. And that's what we do here. We help people find themselves, no matter
Mm-hmm.
what
Mm-hmm.
background you come from. You know, Kids here, like I said, we're in gangs. We're in fights. People shooting at people. All this list can go on and on and on. But these people really come from the gutter. You know what I mean, the mud, and they're stuck here. And we're just trying to give these people opportunities and show them what they can do other than gangbang.
Isn't that like your unofficial motto? Is something like "get it out the mud" or "from the mud" or what? What is it? What is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. In Toledo, they have the saying, "I'm from the mud," because like
Mm-hmm.
swamp area,
Yep.
really get stuck here and can't
Yep.
really get out. And we're trying to get out the mud. You know what I mean?
Well, if you're from the mud, I'm from the country where we where we pick peas and corn and collard greens and all that good stuff. So,
Right.
kind of tell me what I'm interested in knowing. What's one of the most important life lessons that you've learned so far? It could be through boxing, it could be in general, because you're such a motivational and inspirational figure.
I mean, the best thing that I can think of for the answer is it's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Mm-hmm.
You take that and start figuring that out now, later in life would be easy for you. You know, I'm
I
not I'm not saying not go out there and learn stuff.
mm-hmm.
But learn as much as you can, but also learn the people, get to know the people, because without the people, you won't be able to do certain
Yep.
things.
And I want to piggyback on that, but I totally 100,000% agree with you. And I'm going to add on to that and say, once you know those people, don't burn those bridges. Because if you burn those bridges, now you're putting that I fully believe in karma and bad energy. And if you're putting that out there into the world, then it's coming back to you three times fold. Same thing with the positive as well. So thank you for that insightful advice, because I don't think that our community as a whole understands the importance of building relationships, not only building the relationships, but cultivating them and, using them to their advantage, because you're only going to be in a relationship with somebody if you're getting something in return. It can't always be take, take, take. You got to
Right.
give, and that receiving will come as a result just of you putting yourself out there. And I honestly believe that's why Soul City Boxing and you in particular have such a bright future. And I just had to have you on the podcast so that I could say before your head got all big and you don't want to talk to nobody no more, that I could say I had him first before everybody else. But no, I don't ever think you would do that. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Right.
But
Right.
so if there is, because a lot of my listeners are interested in getting into boxing, or they may be intimidated, or they think they got to train 6 hours a day because that's what they see on TV. So what advice would you give to someone who's looking to get into boxing, whether it be to compete or just to have a more active lifestyle or just to get out some aggression? What would you tell them?
I would tell them first, start off slow. You know what I mean? Don't rush. Don't put a high goal out there. Just come learn. You know what I mean? learn the technique, learn the basics, and everything will fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, get with some good coaches,
Mm-hmm.
get with some people that know what they're doing. That's the main key because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are out here trying to get a reputation off you
Yep.
and not even know enough. You know what I mean? And, and surround yourself with the right people. Get on a good diet and nutrition plan, and have fun with it.
You
Boxing
s-
can open many doors.
you said the key word: a good nutrition and diet and meal plan. uh, I can't express that enough. I struggle with that on my end as well because you work with the competitive boxers. I work with the general population who just wants to get in shape and maybe learn how to defend themselves a little bit. So, but I
Right.
think to where we connect is in the sense of taking care of your body because people oftentimes forget that what you put into your body is just as important as how you're working it out, if not even more so, in my opinion. So, with that being said, in your experience, what's the most common reason or one of the common reasons that people fail or give up?
Because they don't see the results. That's
Mm.
one of the reasons. They don't see the results in time. And they're also not eating the right things. They're still eating artificial sugar.
Mm-hmm.
They're still eating meat. They're still eating past 8 p.m. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And they think that if you work out, oh, I'm going to lose weight because I'm working out. Like it's deeper than just working out.
Yep. Yep.
Like I said, it's about what you put into your body and the time that you put into your body.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm glad because sometimes I feel like I'm preaching to the choir because I know I say the same thing over and over and over again. There is no secret sauce. There is no secret sauce. If you want to make it happen, you got to put in the work, and that goes with everything in life in general. Before I begin to this next segment, what I like to call rapid fire, I haven't come up with a name of it yet. I think I'm calling it easy work, where I ask quick questions and you got to give me the answer, the first answer that comes into your head. So tell me something before we get into the rapid fire. Tell me something about Soul City Boxing that most people don't know or don't believe.
Well, something people don't know is like, so for example, how you get that story about my dad. How he
Mm-hmm.
said, "Hey, you need a coach?"
Yeah.
I've been telling him like, man, you got to be careful, man, because people are going to try to use us
Mm-hmm.
to get wins because they know you're a good strategy coach and you come with a game plan and you got great information. You're a future Hall of Fame coach, so they're going to use us and not deal with us after they win.
Mm-hmm.
So what people may not know is that me and my dad argue about that about people. But he wants to help so many people. He's a great
Mm-hmm.
guy, got a great heart, love him to death. It's just I be telling him, hey man, if you're gonna help these people, man, make sure they not gonna leave us after we get them this dub. We gonna get them this dub because we want
Mm-hmm. Yep.
to. So
Yep. If I could do it over, I would 100,000%. I can't say that enough. Be right there in the mud with y'all. I
I
just
know, but we
yeah.
got other plans, and
Yeah.
we're gonna reconnect because we're not staying in Ohio forever.
Mhm.
I mean, we're gonna have to go over there to the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? And focus better. You know
Well,
what I
I,
mean?
I I know that our paths are destined to meet again. I don't know in what capacity, but I
For sure.
know I know
Just like
that.
this podcast we're doing. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep.
This is gonna open up doors.
Yep.
And when you post it, I'm gonna repost it and all that and promote it and make it bigger than what it really even is.
Yep.
You know what I
And
mean?
that's
So
and that's the goal. Because at the end of the day, I'm not making this podcast to make money off of. I'm making this podcast to expose people that are black people out there trying to do things. I'm trying to get our community, especially black women in particular, to understand how important it is to take care of your mental and your physical health. And anybody who's even remotely on that path or trying to move in that direction, I want them on my show. I want to talk to them. I want to know what you're doing because if I'm not the only one that has these questions, I'm not the only person who wants to make these things happen. And so if I can create a community, which is ultimately my goal, of just positive black people moving in the right direction to put your mental, physical, and spiritual health first above everything else will fall into place if you do those things. I know that I'm not where I want to be, but I'm on the way.
mm,
Like I have so many stories and testaments that I could say over the past year that have happened to me, good and bad, but have all have led me to the ability to be in a position to create a platform to promote me, anybody who wants to, take this thing to the next level. So, with that being said, I want to move into this easy work segment. You got to give me an answer, the first thing that comes to your mind. I did not give you this list of questions. So, you ready? You ready? You ready?
yeah.
Bobbing and weaving already. Don't be ducking my questions now. Um, a room, desk, car. Room, desk, car. Which do you clean first?
Car,
Why?
because I hate trash inside of the car. Like when I'm driving, like it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Understood. Understood. If you had one superpower, what would it be?
Invisible.
What's the purpose of being invisible?
Because if I got low on money, I can go to the bank and like let them close, just get invisible and just take the money and walk out with it.
Oh, so you gonna be a lightweight thief, huh?
Hey, I'm just stealing it back.
Hey, I ain't no no judgment. If you could be one type of food, what would it be?
If I can be a plant food,
Yeah, one type of food. Doesn't matter what kind.
um,
First
a leaf.
answer. A leaf?
Yeah, that's what I first thought when you said it, a leaf.
Okay, okay. Would you rather run a marathon without socks or eat a hot chili pepper every day for a month?
Run a marathon without socks. I hate spicy foods.
Really?
I'm weak. I'm weak when it comes to that hot stuff.
I appreciate your honesty on that one. This should be a good one. What's your favorite pickup line?
Um, can you have friends?
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I think I've heard that one a few times, but it works though.
Yeah, I do. As soon as they say, "Oh, I got a boyfriend," well, can you have friends?
Would you rather burp every time you lean in for a kiss or drool every time you talk?
Burp every time I had a kiss because, like, if I drooled, you probably wouldn't want to kiss me when I'm talking. So, like, hold on,
I don't want your hot breath in my face either, though.
it's too late. We already got here. Come on,
What's your favorite black movie?
Friday.
Mine is Love Jones.
Mm.
hmm If your life was a movie, what would be on the soundtrack? What songs?
Plies 100 years.
That's a good one.
Is that could be keep going?
Yeah, give me three. Give me three.
Rod Wave, Heart of Ice. Rod Wave, Calabasi.
I'm not familiar with Wide Wave. Who is that? Is that an
Yeah.
Ohio artist?
No, he's not. I think he's from down south somewhere, but he's just hot right now at this moment. You ask me tomorrow, I'll probably be somebody else.
Okay, okay. What's the best fight that was never made?
Um, it's a biased answer, but Charles Conwell versus Floyd Mayweather.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Because Floyd probably scared to fight us.
Mm. Why you think I know why, but tell the people why you think he'd be scared to fight y'all.
Because he's freaking amazing. He's 2016 Olympian,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel he probably could win that fight.
I
And
agree.
never
I agree.
everybody call out Floyd. Shit,
Mm-hmm.
we call him out too.
Toilet paper. Last one. Toilet paper. Over or under?
Under.
So when you pull it, it just keep coming.
Yeah.
So you
No, under.
yeah, that's what you said. You said under. So when you pull it, it just keep
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah. Oh, stop it. Back.
Because you got to wrap your hand. Like how many times you got to wrap? You wrapping like
Probably like two. Like for real. After me going overseas, I don't even like tissue for real.
So what you doing then?
The water, they got the little button
Oh,
overseas.
bidets. Bidets.
That's the best. For real. Like
You
that
got one at the
tissue-
house?
Huh? No, I don't.
Or you just using the hose now?
I wish I had one like that.
So you got wet wipes then?
Yeah. Wet wipes, the best.
Yeah. Once we make it, and we can put the bidet right next to the
Right.
toilet.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, Ro, tell the people how they can get in contact with you.
There's a few ways you can get in contact with me. First of all, you can go to Google and type in Roshawn Jones. Hope my stuff pop up. My Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook. You can spell it. Just type it in by spelling ROSHAWN space JONES, and everything on my social media accounts will pop up.
Okay. And where are you located in Ohio?
I'm located in Toledo, Ohio, 801 Junction 43607.
Okay. Okay. And then lastly, what you got coming up? Because I know you got some fights coming up and stuff. Who's coming?
We got a fight Saturday. We got a wrestling match Saturday at Anthony Wayne High School. Following that day, 5 p.m., we have a boxing match in Lima. Antonio Gasson is
Mm-hmm.
participating in the last amateur boxing event. He was going to represent Soul City amateur team.
Okay.
Try to go with a bang. January 31st, January 30th, Otha Jones III is competing in Miami, Florida. January 31st, Isaiah Steen and Charles Conwell will continue on their legacy on being great and winning belt. We're going to go from there.
When I
And
tell you they stay winning,
also, O'Shea Jones is competing in Bulgaria January 17th through January 26th uh, to compete in the first international boxing tournament with USA Boxing.
I'm so incredibly proud of y'all. Like you stay with work. Like I still ain't even had my first professional fight, and I've sent in my paperwork like 4 months ago. I still can't even. I still ain't even got a fight. I was supposed to have a fight. It fell through. Like I want to tell the people I'm technically old, so I should be easy work for y'all. Come get this work.
But they know, they look up your name and be like, hell no.
And that's the problem. So I'm old, y'all. Like I just give me. I'm not even like. Of course, I feel like I know once I fight, I'm gonna be like, okay, I gotta keep going. But in my mind, I'm like, I just need 3 good fights. Just give me 3 good fights. I'm good.
Hey, just like you spoke this podcast into existence, you're going to speak that into existence.
Yep, and I'm ready for it because I know that's just another step, another step that I'm taking to get me to where I'm going. So, is there anything else that you want to let the people know before we head on out?
If anyone wants to donate or, sponsor a kid, go to soulcitygym.com and you can donate there on the PayPal link and, keep this kid active and staying off the streets.
Oh, and one thing I will say, like if you are not in Ohio and you like what you hear and you're interested in having your kid or you yourself work with the Soul City team, please feel free to reach out because where there's a will, there's a way. I know that I was traveling back and forth driving my old beat up car from Georgia to Ohio just to train with them whenever I could. So if there's a will, there is a way. As long as you're dedicated, they're gonna work as hard as you work. Guaranteed it, 100. That's all I got. Anything else?
Nope. I'm about to go open up the gym here shortly and get another day started.
All right. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time. You didn't have to take time out of your day. I woke you up out of your nap. So I'm extremely grateful and I can't wait to see where we go from here. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. It's Elbowgrease. Thank you for tuning in. See y'all next time. All right. So that's done.